Yeah, so we're going to be looking at the lives of two basketball figures who recently passed away, Oliver Miller and Junior Bridgman.
Yeah.
And we've got some news articles here that kind of, detail their careers and everything. And it's a chance for us to not just remember their time on the court,
Yeah.
but also what their stories tell us about life beyond the game. And one thing that really stands out to me right away is how these two, they both achieved some success in the NBA.
Right.
But ultimately, they took very different paths in life.
Yeah, it is fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
One kind of became like a cautionary tale, and the other went on to like a crazy level of business success.
Yeah.
That very few athletes ever reach. So it really gets you thinking about what happens after the cheering stops.
Yeah.
After the lights go out.
Well, let's start with Oliver Miller.
Okay.
He passed away recently at just 54.
Wow.
Which is, way too young.
Yeah.
And no official cause of death was given, but there was an event honoring his 1990 Final Four team at Arkansas.
Right.
And they revealed that he'd been battling cancer.
Oh, wow.
And he actually even posted their tribute video
Oh.
online just last month and was thanking them for it. So
That's awesome.
just such a testament to the bonds that you build through sports.
Yeah, those connections really do run deep, don't they?
Yeah.
Speaking of powerful, we can't forget Miller's nickname,
Oh, yeah.
the Big O.
Yeah.
He stood 6'9" and was listed at 280 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Though his weight fluctuated throughout his 9 seasons in the NBA.
Yeah, it's sad because, his struggles with his weight kind of overshadowed his talent sometimes,
Right.
Before going pro, he was a standout at the University of Arkansas.
Yes.
Averaging over 12 points and 6 rebounds a game.
Yep.
But even more notably, he was instrumental in helping Arkansas reach the 1990 Final Four.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's a massive accomplishment.
Especially under Coach Nolan Richardson.
Yeah, and playing in that, legendary 40 minutes of hell system. So you got to tell me more about this
Oh, man.
40 minutes of hell that everybody always talks about.
40 minutes of hell. Richardson's style was all about a relentless, high-pressure, full-court press.
Wow.
It was like a constant wave of energy and athleticism crashing down on their opponents for the entire game.
Oh, wow.
It took a ton of dedication and teamwork from players like Miller to even be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
And to reach the Final Four. I mean, for our listeners who might not be as into college basketball, we're talking like one of the 4 teams left standing at the very end of the season.
Yeah.
That's
That's incredible.
It's a huge testament to their grit and talent.
So Miller was drafted by the Phoenix Suns in 92,
Okay.
and his career took him to a whole bunch of teams.
He's a bit of a journeyman.
Yeah. Detroit Pistons, Toronto Raptors, Dallas Mavericks, Sacramento Kings, and even the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Wow.
So he really got around.
He did, yeah.
Even spent some time in Europe, the CBA
Oh, wow.
and USBL.
Yeah, see, the CBA is the Continental Basketball Association, and the USBL is the United States Basketball League.
Okay.
So these are both development leagues.
Gotcha.
Where players can kind of, hone their skills and keep playing.
So it's really a testament to Miller's love for the game.
It is.
That he kept playing at these different levels,
Yeah.
even after his time in the NBA.
Yeah, and it kind of reminds me of this. The Toronto Raptors actually held a moment of silence for him before a recent game
Oh, wow.
because he was part of their very first team back in '95.
Oh, wow.
That's
That's quite a legacy
it is.
to leave behind.
Yeah.
Now, switching gears a bit, Junior Bridgman passed away recently at 71
Okay.
after a medical emergency at a fundraising luncheon.
Oh, wow.
And the news report said that he thought he was having a heart attack.
Oh, man.
But the thing that really caught my attention was that NBA Commissioner Adam Silver
Right.
called him the ultimate entrepreneur.
Oh, yeah.
So what made him so remarkable off the court?
Well, that's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Bridgman's post-retirement journey is like a masterclass in business savvy and
Right.
taking your skills beyond the game,
Yeah.
And it all came after a pretty impressive basketball career, too. I mean, he was an All-American at the University of Louisville,
Wow.
even reached the Final Four in 1975.
Wow.
Before being drafted 8th overall by the Los Angeles Lakers. But get this.
Hold on, let me guess he was traded.
You got it.
Uh-huh.
And not just any trade. He was immediately traded to the Milwaukee Bucks for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Whoa.
That was monumental.
Wow.
Abdul-Jabbar, one of the greatest centers of all time, heading to the Lakers.
Yeah.
I mean, it really shaped the future of the league.
Wow, what a start to his NBA career.
Right.
Yeah.
Bridgman ended up playing 10 seasons with the Bucks and a couple more with the Clippers.
Okay.
He was a solid player, averaging over 13 points a game.
Yeah, not bad at all.
No, not bad at all.
So he had a good run in the NBA. But what really sets him apart is what he did after, he went from earning about $2.95 million during his whole NBA career.
Right.
Good money back then.
Yeah.
But nothing like today's contracts.
Yeah, a far cry.
To amassing a net worth of, wait for it, $1.4 billion.
It's unbelievable.
It's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
How did he make that leap from, NBA star to billionaire entrepreneur?
Well, it really is a testament to his vision and discipline and forward thinking. He understood that a career in sports doesn't last forever.
Right.
And he actively planned for his next chapter.
Yeah.
I mean, he started building his business empire while he was still playing in the NBA,
Wow.
carefully laying the groundwork for what would become this incredible success story.
I'm curious, how did he even get started?
Oh,
I read that he built a fast food empire.
yeah.
Did he have any experience in that area, or was it just like a complete leap of faith?
He actually started small
Okay.
by purchasing Wendy's franchises.
Oh,
It's interesting to think about, why that path.
Yeah.
Maybe he saw a gap in the market or felt a connection to the brand. Whatever the reason, his early ventures in the fast food industry laid the foundation for his huge business success.
that's fascinating.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just a lucky break, it was calculated.
Yeah, it really was.
He didn't just stop at fast food, though,
Right, you're exactly right. He diversified his portfolio,
Okay.
became a Coca-Cola bottling distributor,
Wow.
purchased Ebony and Jet magazines,
Oh.
and even invested in NBA Africa?
Investing in NBA Africa, that's particularly interesting, especially considering his background.
Yeah,
What was the driving force behind that decision, you think?
that's a great question.
Was it purely a business opportunity, or was it something deeper?
Yeah, and it really speaks to the complexity of his business ventures.
Yeah.
We can speculate that he saw a huge potential in a growing market. Or maybe it was about contributing to the development of basketball, on a global scale. It'd be fascinating to know what his motivation was
Yeah.
and what it meant to him.
It's just inspiring to see how he used his platform, to create opportunities and impact lives beyond his playing career.
Absolutely.
It really challenges that stereotype of the athlete who struggles after retirement.
It does.
But his story is even more compelling when you consider where he came from. He grew up in East Chicago, Indiana, where his family really struggled financially,
Wow.
to the point they couldn't even afford a $1.25 Boy Scout membership fee.
Oh my goodness.
So those early experiences must have really shaped his work ethic.
Yeah, they definitely shaped his work ethic and instilled a sense of determination in him,
Yeah.
that carried him throughout his life. I mean, he worked summer jobs to help out his family
Wow.
and really understood the value of hard work from a young age.
Yeah.
And it's that resilience and drive, that fueled his success both on and off the court.
The classic American dream story,
Yeah.
but with an extraordinary twist.
Yeah.
From struggling to afford a Boy Scout membership to becoming a billionaire NBA team owner.
That's amazing.
He defied the odds.
He did.
And it's amazing that he didn't just accumulate wealth. He used it to make a positive impact.
He did.
The mayor of Louisville called him a kind, generous, and groundbreaking legend
Wow.
who quietly helped those in need.
That's amazing. It really speaks volumes about his character.
Yeah.
He didn't chase success just for himself. He understood the importance of giving back and using his resources to make a difference in other people's lives.
It makes you think,
Yeah,
what defines success?
it does.
Is it just about money and achievements, or is there something more?
Right.
I mean, his story and Oliver Miller's, although very different,
Yeah,
they both achieved success on the court.
they did.
But their lives afterward paint such contrasting pictures of what can happen
Right.
when the game ends.
Yeah. Miller's story raises some important questions about the difficulties athletes face after their playing days are over.
Yeah.
The structure, the camaraderie, the adrenaline of competition, it's all gone. And
Yeah.
for some, it can be really challenging
Yeah.
to find that same level of purpose and direction.
And it sounds like Miller really struggled to adjust,
Yeah.
and, his weight issues were very public,
Right.
which is unfortunate.
It is.
It's a reminder that athletes, despite their extraordinary talent, are still human beings
Absolutely.
with their own struggles and
Wrong.
challenges.
Yeah, they're not immune to the same struggles that a lot of us face.
Yeah.
We often see these athletes as larger-than-life figures,
Right.
but it's important to remember that there's a human being behind those achievements who
Yeah.
might be going through something we know nothing about.
Yeah, it really highlights the need for, more support systems.
Oh, for sure.
For athletes both during and after their careers.
Absolutely. Organizations like the NBA and players' unions, they have a responsibility to provide these resources and guidance to equip these guys with the tools they need to navigate life beyond the court.
Yeah, it's about, recognizing that being an athlete is just one chapter in a much larger story.
It is.
And it's a chapter that often ends earlier than they might expect.
Exactly. And it's not just about financial planning,
Right.
although that's crucial, but it's also about mental health support, career counseling, and helping them find that new sense of purpose once the cheering stops.
It's interesting, because both Bridgman and Miller, despite their very different paths, still remain connected to the game they loved.
Yeah, it's a testament to the power of basketball, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bridgman, of course, became an NBA team owner, and Miller continued to play at various levels, even joining the Harlem Globetrotters at one point.
Oh, wow.
So, their stories showed that love for the game can be a thread that weaves through the tapestry of their lives, even when other things change.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is.
It's a reminder that, passion and purpose can really fuel us, even when faced with adversity or unexpected turns in the road.
Absolutely. And their stories taken together, they offer these valuable lessons for all of us, not just athletes.
Yeah.
What resonates with you the most from all this?
Well, I think about, Bridgman's just incredible journey.
Yeah.
His entrepreneurial spirit, his willingness to give back. And it makes me wonder, what can we each do to make a positive impact in our own communities?
That's a powerful question.
Yeah.
And then there's Miller's unwavering love for the game, his determination to keep playing even though he was facing all those challenges.
Yeah.
It reminds us that even when things get tough, even when we stumble, it's important to hold on to those things that bring us joy and purpose.
Absolutely. And that maybe success isn't a single destination, but a series of choices. A journey that unfolds in these unexpected ways.
Perhaps the biggest lesson is that to truly live a life well lived is to embrace the journey with all of its twists and turns and strive to make a positive impact along the way.
Well, this has been a truly insightful deep dive.
It has.
As you go about your day, I encourage you to think about what resonated with you most from these two remarkable lives. What will you carry forward? How will you define success on your own terms?
Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep striving to make the most of your own unique journey.
Until next time, keep diving deep.